Welcome to the Jeff Crilley Show. And now, here's Jeff Crilley.
Welcome back to the Jeff Crilley Show. Healthcare, as you know, in this country is constantly changing, and for doctors to be successful, they not only have to stay current on medicine, they also have to have a certain amount of business savvy. Dr. Gonzalo Venegas is my guest on the Jeff Crilley Show. Thank you for joining us.
Very happy to be here, yeah.
Thank you. Well, you have a very successful practice, but I'm always fascinated by a person's journey. And so you were not born in America.
Exactly. You're going to see it by my accent. You're going to hear it, actually.
So tell us your story.
Well, I was born in Michoacan. Michoacan is a state, and up in the mountains, beautiful lakes, mountains. That's exactly what the name Michoacan means, the same thing as Michigan.
Okay.
Just by coincidence, probably it's the Indians were going down and they forgot Michigan. They said, okay, we call it Michoacan again. But it means the same place of lakes. And, we were there like kids being raised by this money that my father was making in California, picking up crops, strawberries, whatever. He used to come with all the stories that they helped to pick up all the crops in California and then went back to Mexico. And then those dollars were giving us education. All of our members in our family became professionals, and then later on decided to immigrate to the United States and then to apport to the society too.
Wow. So what year did you get to Dallas?
We got in 1986, I got to Dallas. And then from there, I finished my training at Parkland Memorial Hospital as a gynecologist, obstetrician gynecologist. And then I started my private practice and Methodist Medical Center. And ever since, we've been working with this society. We have now 4 clinics and in OBGYN, and we have another clinics that we started for family practice and pediatrics.
And I'm always impressed with a doctor who becomes a success in business, because in medical school, they don't teach you how to run a business or market or do any of the things that is necessary for a doctor to be successful when he or she goes out on their own. Where did you get that business savvy? Is that mom and dad? Or
I think so. It's my hometown, probably. My hometown, we were just living the way that everybody is there to serve others. And it was unbelievable, but it was, it was left even in our examples there. We saw churches. Our church there is bigger than the cathedral here in Dallas. And it was only 5,000, people that was living there. Then you can imagine we're living with those pressures that people is always there to succeed and do well for other first, and then they will say the money will follow. Don't worry about it. You just do well to others.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about women's health issues. Are there issues facing women today that they weren't dealing with 20 or 30 years ago? Are there considerations that you're seeing in your practice, that trends that you hadn't seen before?
Yeah, we've been diagnosing more frequently cancers for one reason or the other one, and mainly talking about screening cancers. Breast cancers are like being diagnosed very frequently now, and those are the things that kind of calls our attention. The cancers, even though we are diagnosing the cervix of the patients, the uterine cancers are not killing as many patients, but it's because we are diagnosing them very early, and that's the most important part to learn. Everybody should be there doing the annual exams and have their pap smears, the mammograms, colonoscopies. Everything is saving lives because cancers are there,
Absolutely. My daughter is co-hosting today. She's 25. A young lady like Sarah, how often should she be going in to get a breast exam?
It's every year. What we do is this. every year you have to go and do your annual exam, it's called. And people start getting confused because now the pap smears, which used to be like almost similar, that annual pap smears with your annual exams, now we have changed the rules. Now pap smears are coming every 3 years or so, no? And then the main important thing is to remember that your annual exam has not changed. Has changed the frequency that the doctor takes a pap smear, and pap smear is only a little portion of your exam. Then go there every year and have them, check you. I have diagnosed you recently, a patient 29 years old with breast cancer.
Wow. No, I completely agree that it's so important for women to take a proactive approach in preventative care and to get those checks as frequently as possible. And you're saying every 3 years?
Every 3 years, the pap smear, but every year, the visit to the doctor.
Every year to visit to the doctor.
Your annual has not changed. It's just, it's very important to know.
Absolutely. And something that's impressed me, because I looked at your website, womens-sc.com, which is women's-sc stands for specialtycenter.com. And you say that the best care possible for women. Tell me a little bit about that and your passion for women specifically.
What we do is this. We are in the advance that a Women's Specialty Center has served in the United States for training of advanced methods in the office. For example, Dr. Chapa and myself, we have published a lot of papers just to bring procedures that were done, they were been doing in the hospital. We took it to the office.
Wow.
And we made it safe, and now it's been done through the world. And that's very interesting that we try to do the best. So Dr. Chapa is very, very talented young gynecologist. I recruit him from the medical school, and we work together, and he has been a very successful, practice there.
That's fantastic. Where's your office located, if I can ask?
It's at right in front of Methodist Medical Center, the new ER. It's at 1135 North Bishop.
Fantastic.
And I know Angelina Jolie made headlines a couple of years ago. I think she had a double mastectomy, and I think had the courage to talk about it. I saw a Time magazine cover said the Angelina Jolie effect. Are you seeing anything in your practice in terms of women becoming more proactive because of celebrities like Angelina Jolie?
Yeah, that helps a lot. Really brings, to the public eye exactly what needs to be done. Sometimes you don't take the Angelina Jolie route to get to your health, but it's good that she's bringing all these issues to the front line. The main thing, for example, is the breast cancer. We were talking about breast cancer, that now we have developed the methods to diagnose early the carriers, because that's what happened with her. She was having a carrier state, and then she decided, well, I'm not going to wait until the cancer. I'm just going to do the prophylactic. In case waiting for the cancer to establish, if I know that I have these genes that maybe is going to develop into cancer, I'm just going to remove the tissue that potentially can be cancerous, and then my life will be much better. And that's what she took. We are not stating that that's exactly what people has to do. No, they have to go with the doctor, get the genetic counseling, sit down, and then take a decision. What is your route? What do you prefer? What are you comfortable with? But the fact that she's letting people know that disease exists, or that is not a disease yet, but that carrier system, it's one thing that you need to know.
And most of the cancers are completely treatable if caught early enough. Is that right?
Exactly. If everyone cancer in the body, we get it very early, we are able to eradicate or take out. Obviously, most of the time, that's not the fact. Cancer is a disease that, for one reason or the other one, the cells just decided to continue to multiply. And if you get it, at the right time, you eradicate it completely, that would be wonderful.
I know that there's genetic testing now where you can actually get your DNA tested to find out if you are predisposed to getting cancer. Do you think that's a good idea?
I think so, and I think it's going to be the future. A lot of times what we have right now, the tests are expensive, but if, people can afford it, I will do it. The main thing is right now we are balancing what is the pros and cons with this test, how many lives is going to save, but the cost is still expensive. Maybe later on the price is going to come, down. Like now we get a CVC, we can get a cell count very cheap, very easy. We used to have pap smears reading at $7 or something like that. But it was very expensive at the beginning. Probably that's where we are now. The stage of the test is very expensive, but it's going to be coming very cheap, and then we can do that.
Do you find that mothers and daughters aren't talking about these things? Is it still something that families don't talk about, women's health issues?
It's very, very true. And it's amazing, Probably it's better moms with daughters than fathers with sons. And I don't know if you experienced that, but maybe the daughter and mother, they talk more than males. Mm-hmm. Males are not talking at all. You try to ask a question to your son, to your kids and things, and they just shut down. They don't talk too much about this.
And we really, as a society, we can't make that subject taboo. It could save your life to talk about it, to be educated, to see your physician.
Yeah, because the best education comes from home. And then as a parents, that's exactly what we need to do. We need to get well-informed, and we need to know exactly what to pass to our kids. And we need to find ways. I think that's the most important thing.
And I think many of your patients are Hispanic. In the Hispanic community, is education something that really needs to be more of a focus?
I think so. I think we have a lot of work to do, and I think we are focusing on that. And I think still we need a lot of work to do.
Thank you. And give us that website one more time. Sarah?
Well, that's women's, plural, -sc.com, which SC stands for Specialty Care. And that will also be on the Jeff Crilley Show Facebook page.
All right. We're out of time. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.